You know that saying, a picture is worth 1,000 words? Well, sometimes those 1,000 words tell a story you really don't want to hear. The images we're about to show you might look totally normal at first glance, but trust me, the stories behind them will send chills down your spine. Some are heartbreaking, others are downright disturbing. So buckle up, because these are 5 images with absolutely terrifying backstories. Alright, so picture this. 2 young Dutch women, Chris Kremers and Liz and Froon, both in their early 20s, super excited about their trip to Panama. They arrived on March 14, 2014, ready to study Spanish, do some volunteer work, and explore this beautiful country. Everything seemed perfect, right? They headed to this cute little mountain town called Boquete. But here's where things get weird. There was some kind of mix-up with their plans, and they ended up arriving a whole week early for their Spanish classes. On April 1st, Chris wrote in her diary about how disappointed she was and said they'd try to get in touch with their teacher. But they weren't gonna let that ruin their trip. They decided to hike the Pianista Trail that day. They even had plans to go hiking with a local guide the very next day. So on April 1st, 2014, the girls left their homestay around 10 in the morning. The weather was gorgeous, so they wore light clothes, hiking boots, and Liz had a small backpack with some essentials. Oh, and get this, a neighborhood dog named Blue tagged along with them, which apparently he did with lots of tourists. The trail was about 3 miles up this volcano, and even though it wound through the mountains, it was well marked and used by locals all the time. No steep cliffs or anything dangerous like that. A local innkeeper even gave them directions and told them to take a taxi back to town that afternoon. Here's the creepy part. Blue, the dog, came back to the homestay that day, but the girls didn't, and they didn't come back the next day either. When they missed their usual check-in with their families, alarm bells started going off. They were officially reported missing on April 3rd. Massive search parties started looking for them on foot and from the air. Their families flew in from the Netherlands. Detectives came too. They even offered a $30,000 reward. But days turned into weeks, and nothing. Not a single trace of these girls. Then, 10 weeks later, something happens. A local woman finds a blue backpack near a rice paddy by the river and turns it in to authorities. Inside, all of the girls' stuff. Sunglasses, $83 in cash, Chris's passport, 2 bras, a water bottle. And here's where it gets really strange. They found Lizanne's camera and both girls' cell phones. When investigators checked the phones, they discovered something chilling. The phones were still working for up to 10 days after the girls went missing. In the first 4 days alone, there were 77 attempts to call emergency numbers. The first call was made just hours after they started hiking. There was signal at the summit, but deeper in the jungle, spotty at best. Now, the camera. The first photos from April 1st showed the girls smiling, having a great time, taking selfies on the trail. Totally normal hiking pictures. But after those daytime photos, nothing. Complete silence. Until several days later, well after they'd gone missing. The next batch of photos were taken in the pitch black of night, between 1 and 4 in the morning on April 8th. And these photos? They're disturbing. The girls' belongings scattered on rocks. Plastic bags, candy wrappers, piles of dirt, a mirror, and one photo of the back of Chris's head with what looked like blood on her temples. Police searched the area where the backpack was found and discovered Chris's clothing by the river. 2 months later, they found a pelvic bone and a foot still inside a boot. It was Lizanne's. Her bones looked like they'd decomposed naturally. But Chris's bones? They were stark white, like they'd been bleached. The official story from Panama police is that the girls got lost or were attacked by wild animals. But here's the problem. They still have no idea how they actually died. This has led to a ton of conspiracy theories. Some people think they were abducted and murdered. Others believe someone followed them into the jungle. There's even talk of a cover-up by Panamanian officials trying to protect tourism. Some really dark theories suggest they were killed by local tribesmen or murdered by cartels or organ traffickers. To this day, this case remains one of the most disturbing unsolved mysteries out there. Look at this photo. Just a regular dad with his daughter, right? Having a fun moment together. Looks totally innocent. Except this man is far from innocent. His name is Dennis Rader, and he murdered more than 10 women. On January 15, 1974, 4 members of the Otero family were brutally killed in Wichita, Kansas. 38-year-old Joseph, his wife Julie, who was 33, and their 2 kids, 9-year-old Joseph Jr. and 11-year-old Josephine. Their oldest son Charlie came home from school and found all of them dead. Can you imagine? Rader had killed them all. A few months later in April, Rader broke into Catherine Bright's apartment, waited for her to come home, then stabbed and strangled her. But then he started playing games with the police. In October, he left a letter tucked inside an engineering book at the Wichita Public Library. In it, he took credit for killing the Oteros and said he'd kill again. He gave himself a name, 2BTK. Bind them, torture them, kill them. Absolutely sick. He killed again in 1977 Shirley Vian, Nancy Fox, and another victim who's still unknown. Then he went quiet for years before striking again in 1985. Killing his neighbor Maureen Hedge. The next year, Vicky Wegerle. Then his last known victim, Dolores Davis, in 1991. The scary thing about Rader is that during all these years, he was just living a normal life. Raising his family, going to work, going to church. Nobody suspected a thing. It wasn't until 2004 that he resurfaced after there was renewed interest in the Otero case. He started sending letters to the media with details, pictures, even a word puzzle. One package included a computer disk, and that's what got him caught. Investigators traced the disk to his church, spotted his Jeep on security cameras where packages had been dropped off, and eventually got a DNA sample from his daughter. Boom! They had him. Dennis Rader was arrested in February 2005 and charged with 10 counts of murder. He pleaded guilty and even provided horrifying details about each crime. He got 10 consecutive life sentences. His daughter recently wrote a memoir about growing up with him. To her, he was just dad. She had no idea she was living with a monster. That's what makes this photo so disturbing. It looks so normal, but knowing what we know now, it's absolutely chilling. 22-year-old Darsh Patel was a senior at Rutgers University in New Jersey, studying information technology. He had his whole life ahead of him. On September 21, 2014, Darsh and 4 friends decided to go hiking at Apshawa Preserve. While they were on the trail, they noticed something. A black bear was following them. Now, most people would slowly back away, right? But these guys panicked. They started running and split up, which is literally the worst thing you can do. When someone called 911, they told police they'd gotten separated from their friends and that the bear was close to one of them. Police and forest rangers searched for over 2 hours before they found Darsh's body. And here's the thing. The black bear was still there, hovering near him like it was protecting its kill. Officers tried to scare it away, but they eventually had to shoot it twice. Darsh's body had claw and bite marks all over it. When police checked his phone, they found at least 5 photos of the bear. Apparently, the group had spotted the animal earlier and thought it would be cool to take some pictures from what they believed was a safe distance. But when the bear noticed them, it started approaching. The guys turned to leave, but the bear closed the gap way too fast. That's when they panicked and ran in different directions. Officers believe the hikers probably agitated the bear by stopping to take photos, and that's why it attacked. Normally, black bears are actually pretty shy and will run away from humans. They're way more docile than grizzlies, but they're still huge, powerful animals that need to be respected. Thersha's death was incredibly rare. Despite New Jersey having a large population of black bears, fatal attacks almost never happen. In fact, there have only been about 60 fatal black bear attacks across all of North America in the past century. This case is a tragic reminder that no photo is worth your life. So there you have it, 5 images with absolutely terrifying backstories. These days we snap photos without even thinking about it. Most of the time they don't mean much, but what we don't realize is that these photos can hold so much information about who we are, what we're doing, and where we are at that exact moment in time, just like all these images have shown us. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that notification bell and subscribe to our channel. We've got new videos dropping every Wednesday and Saturday that you definitely don't want to miss. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.